Good morning, everyone. We are bringing Tiger Cub Indy to the hospital for her spay surgery today. And part of our Cats in Crisis campaign, we're able to take cats that have been trafficked or like Indy, put on Facebook to be sold illegally for $25,000 and give them permanent sanctuary here for 20 plus years. We hope she'll be with us. And so today, spaying is a big thing we do, and a lot of people ask us, why do we spay what they consider endangered species? And to kind of cover that is, the reality is the cats we're rescuing are generic. They don't have conservation value. We don't want more cats to be born in captivity to set their life in a cage that cannot conserve any wild tigers. And so spaying Indy is important to not create more overpopulation of tigers in captivity, but also for her health, to decrease chance of pyometra and cancers and things like that. So, you know, this is going to be pretty easy. This little girl is went right into her crate. As part of our protocol, she received pre-medication, which means that's just something to kind of take the edge off for her, so that when we do give her the immobilization drugs, she's not super worked up. Now, she's in her crate and moving, so she's chuffing and everything, but she's definitely remembers that long trip from Arizona when Southwest Wildlife wonderfully took care of her until she could come to the sanctuary. So they're going to take their time bringing her into Rescue Bay here, and then we are going to actually give her the immobilization drug here. And the reason we chose to sedate her here is that we have poor air quality today outside, and so we wanted her in filtered air. We have our air conditioning, and to recover here in filtered air too on a day like today. So that's why they chose to bring her up awake and sedate her here. And our guess is that she's about 105 to 110 pounds now. She arrived at 95 pounds. Hi, gorgeous. Hi, gorgeous. So if you're just joining us today, we are the Wildcat Sanctuary in Sandstone, Minnesota. This is Indy, our newest, well, I would say second to newest rescue after the Savannahs. Hi, beautiful. Here at the sanctuary, she's going to have her spay procedure today. They're just kind of discussing the plan a little bit. We have our vet team getting prepared in there. And Indy is so socialized, she went right into her crate. I want to get close, but the reality is I don't have Wi-Fi in Rescue Bay, so if I go too far in, I'll lose service. Otherwise, I'd go say hello to our princess, but Rio is with her right now, and Rio's been one of her primary caretakers. Are you talking and chuffing? Yeah. So they're handing over the cocktail. I'll probably just do a hand injection. Elise is changing her shoes as part of our surgery protocol so that the hospital stays as sterile as possible. Hi, beautiful. Hi, beautiful. So if you're just joining us, this is Indy, and Indy is about a 7-month-old cub now. She'll get formally weighed after she gets sedated by Elise. Good girl. Good girl. And so we are in the midst of our Cats in Crisis campaign, which is such a really amazing program because it not only allows us to help cats like beautiful Indy here, but it will help us rescue cats as far away as Argentina, like tigers Violetta and Lucy, who are in an Argentina zoo where Sultania and Chipino came from, and that have been needing placement since 2006. And so when we heard that in the last year, we definitely said yes. And so we have a $30,000 matching challenge grant right now because we're trying to get they're just trying to, right now what Rio's trying to do is keep Indy's attention so that Elise has a still tiger close enough to be able to do a hand injection. But she might have to do the pull syringe because this little girl's a busybody. And she likes to say hello to everyone. And so the stick is just outside the crate just to keep her attention. She actually might like the pink side too. That might look different. I know, Indy, you have to say hi to everyone. So when she pokes, you might hear a little growl, which is normal because it's, it doesn't hurt as much as it startles, but she does not want to sit still.
She keeps kind of like this as she's passing you.
How about you just sit down? There, she got her. Good girl, Indy. So she already got her poke. Do you want me to turn off the light, Elise? Oh, now you're going to sit down? Now you're sit after her poke. Since I can't move, Rio, do you mind just turning off the light right here? Just to try to keep the stimulation a little bit down. So hopefully... So they're communicating to the staff team that at 10:01 she got her what we call her injection in right rear, and so Indy's gonna definitely not like that we've all stepped away because we want her less stimulation is better. That's okay, pretty girl. There you go. See, can you just sit down? So we should see the drug take effect in about 10 minutes. And so with you being live with us, you're going to be here for all of this. She's such an active, wonderful cub. She's been nothing but just a pleasure to have here at the sanctuary. Even chuffing as you go to sleep, huh? Even chuffing as you go to sleep. So if you're just joining us, we're the Wildcat Sanctuary. We are here at our on-site hospital. We're preparing for Tiger Cub Indy's spay. Everything's been set up. Our vets are getting everything ready. We have Dr. Campbell and Dr. Camper here today and Vet Tech Angie. We're going to be using the ligature, which kind of solderizes as you cut, so a lot less blood, a lot easier. And we're really, really thankful for our vet team and our caretaking team that tries to make everything as smooth as possible for the residents. And Indy just got her injection. She's a little more quiet, but she's still completely awake. I locked myself out, so I'll put my foot there. So already getting calmer. Her head's already going down. We assumed she would go down pretty smooth. Thank you, Dr. Sleep. See if you can see her. She's going to sleep very nicely in a very good position. Sorry it's dark, but we wanted less stimulation for her. What a beautiful girl. So we'll still wait the 10 minutes. We're watching her go down. Elise is here and everybody's watching that she's breathing great and everything. but we still want to wait because we don't want to stimulate her back up. She went down nice and smooth. And so right now, it would be wonderful, you know, when we do spays like this, you know what getting your dog or cat spay costs. And so with the pre-medication, the surgery, the vet time, the aftercare, you know, these spays on big cats can run anywhere from $3,000 to $6,000 based on the size of the cat, medication and things like that. And so if we could raise even $1,000 towards procedures like this on this live post today, that would be awesome. Remember, we have our challenge grant going on right now where your donations will be doubled up to $30,000. That money goes to not only really specialized equipment, but also to really important procedures once we rescue those cats in crisis. I see some leg twitches. And then once she's sedated, they'll open the crate. They'll be putting her on the scale, getting an actual weight. She definitely has belly, some belly fat for a young girl, which that's just beautiful Indy. And so the vets will have a little bit of work to go through that. But she's a healthy, happy cub. Also, Southwest Wildlife said since she's been in Arizona during the court case, that Arizona has something called valley fever, and animals can get sick from that. She is not showing any signs at all, but they said as a precaution, it's just kind of what their routine is for their animals. So we'll be sending out a valley fever test today, and then when she has her year exam again, she will receive the second test for that. And then usually you just treat that with antibiotics if they have any signs of it. Anything, it's treatable. We just want to make sure if she has it. We know we've taken other cats from Arizona, and we've never seen it. But I love when facilities share information, because we have to look at not only the cat, the species, the background, but we have to look at where they were rescued from, because if we look at like southeast, that would be bobcat fever and other things we have to look at. So, and even blasto if we're getting up cats out of the Ohio River Valley. So as a rescue, you need to not only know what is common here in Minnesota, but what is common for wherever we rescue. So once they know she's asleep, we'll turn on the light and you'll be able to see more. They're just wanting to make sure they don't get a response and stimulate her. And Elise was taking things off the crate just to prepare. And Elise, what time has it been since your injection?
It has been about 7 minutes.
7 minutes. So we usually wait the 10-minute mark. Sometimes we'll go in a little earlier if they went down fast. But we just definitely don't want to have to bump their immobilization cocktail, and so patiently waiting is really a good thing for both us and the cat. So I'm going to come in the hospital and let the vets go. And we'll hang in there. And Brooke's going to be in here taking photos for Indy sponsors. Kelly's in the viewing room working and watching. And then we will watch as we go. So you've been here in real time. So, of course, at the beginning of vet days, there's a lot of not exciting things, but patience and doing things safely for the cat, not rushing anything, is what is so extremely important. This is when I feel really not useful, when I see everybody else doing hard work and I'm holding the camera. So Dr. Camper's just checking any palpebral too. And Elise is just looking, that's a time on her clock from injection that we're almost at the 10-minute mark. So if you're just joining us, we're the Wildcat Sanctuary in Sandstone, Minnesota. We're here today doing a spay surgery on Tiger Indy that arrived. If you have questions about why we spay our residents, I covered that earlier in the post. So definitely go back and watch because there's always a lot of questions about that. Right now she's sedated. We're waiting for the immobilization cocktail to take full effect before they pull her out and stimulate her and get a weight on her and then prep her for surgery. I think she might weigh more than we think, but she actually went down really smooth with the dose and the pre-medications, so that is wonderful.
Thank you, appreciate it.
So they're just checking her again, waiting for the 10-minute mark, which is the ideal point. I'm comfortable. So they checked her. This is the back-breaking work right now that we let the young caretakers, and it is, and let us know if you need another person. I can always put down the camera. She might be heavier than we think. So, oh, little girl. I think she's a little heavier than I think. So what did she weigh? 109. 109. She is 109 pounds, if anybody guessed. 109 pounds. We're going to get out of the way just because they're going to bring her in and I know it's heavy. The reason the other staff is not helping right now is because they're all scrubbing in for surgery. So that's the only reason. It's that the veterinarian team wants to stay sterile for her surgery.
Good?
Yeah. Look at how big our little girl has gotten. Still, and kick us out of the way anytime. We'll try and definitely stay out of the way, stay out of the sterile zone. So again, if you're joining us, we are trying to raise $1,000 on this live post today. It is part of our Cats in Crisis campaign. We are actually getting a challenge grant from a wonderful donor who's offered $30,000 up if we can raise $30,000 for a rescue trailer which is customized to not only help cats like Indy, but cats like Violetta and Lucy, who are still waiting in an Argentina zoo for permanent placement here at our sanctuary. And also, you know, it costs anywhere from $3,000 to $5,000 to $6,000 to do surgeries like this on the big cats. And it is definitely time consuming. The surgery is only part of this. Then we have a 10-day period where the staff have her quarantine indoors, and she'll have 2 rooms in Wild Woodlands, and they'll keep a lot of enrichment and everything. We have baby cams up, even her TV to keep her busy, but more to make sure that that incision heals, especially for the young rambunctious cats. And sometimes they'll actually get post-medication to help keep them a little quieter. Why that heals. If you have a large dog or a large cat like this, the biggest challenge is what's called dehiscence. And that can be that the sutures might not hold or they can tear open if they run around a lot. And that usually happens between the 7 and 10 day mark because things get itchy. So a lot of people think it's just the first couple days, but no, it's really 10 days we're watching these cats around the clock. Staff are up all night doing checks on them to make sure that they're not messing with their incisions. You cannot put cones on tigers and things like that. So the job is enrichment, keep them calm, keep them stimulated so that they don't actually bother any of that suture site. So thank you for everybody that has donated to Cats in Crisis. But you know, today we're really trying to get $1,000 covered for procedures like this. Every one of our residents gets spayed or neutered. Every residents get intake exams, and they also get preventative exams every 3 years. They get vaccinated. They're getting meds for deworming, flea and tick medicine. And you can imagine how much that adds up. So right now they're prepping her for spay. They're gonna, they have her intubated. They'll be placing a catheter, and then also they'll be shaving and prepping the belly area. And then we'll join again. We won't watch the whole surgery, but we'll join again at recovery time when she's waking up in her crate. And we'll be keeping her in her crate here for the remainder of the day, mostly because of that air quality. We want her in filtered air before she goes back to her room. All the cats and people have been doing great with our air quality alert, but we take extra precautions all the time. It's just part of what we do. We have the capability of doing it here at Rescue Bay and in the hospital, and so it's something we definitely take advantage of. If we had a higher stress cat that might really protest being in their crate during recovery or near people in Rescue Bay, then we might choose to put an air conditioner kind of filtration and an air filter down in their room for days like this. But really, we haven't needed to do anything special for the cats, but we always have everything prepared, especially for cats like Serval Rio, who's older and has had a lot of asthma. They already have the air conditionings and filtration set up if anything were needed. But today is spay day. Again, this is Indy, one of our newest rescued tiger cubs, one of many trafficked tiger cubs that we have in our care at the sanctuary and have helped. Sadly, we're still seeing, even with the Big Cat Public Safety Act passing and going into effect on the 18th of this month, we still are seeing the illegal wildlife trade rampant. And so we are always prepared to continue to take in cubs from U.S. Fish and Wildlife, from local authorities that have been seized. And a lot of times we'll do DNA samples, blood samples, hair samples, so that they can kind of figure out where all these cubs are coming from and hopefully put an end to the illegal trade. And I'll take you and kind of for a little bit as they prep after too. I can take you to the viewing room with me because you guys helped do the viewing room and our closed circuit camera and kind of watch a little bit from there. But as the sanctuary, we don't show full procedures. You know, it's just our personal choice. We want to make sure you know, a lot of people have seen spay surgeries on YouTube. There's several tiger spay surgeries you can see. So here it's just more about showing you the prep, showing you where your donation dollars go, and then kind of showing you the benefit to the cats afterwards. Another fact that many of our followers know, but new followers might not, is tiger stripes. In addition to being unique to every individual tiger, they actually go to the skin. So if you shave, you will see the skin has the stripe on it. Now, Indy's belly is pretty much really white. She's got a few black markings, but so hers might be hard to tell when they do the prep, but other tigers like Dash, who has that big diamond on his belly, if you were to shave his belly, that diamond would be there. It's really interesting to see her coloring even on her chest, how much white Indy has where there's not markings. So. Alrighty, well, we're going to sign off and let them prep, and we will connect back after surgery.